Hi everybody, welcome to webinar on digital document examination. I am very glad to welcome this online gathering during this lockdown period, and I am very thankful to our institute heads, Chancellor Dr. A.P. Majid Khan sir, Pro Chancellor M.S. Faisal Khan sir, Pro Chancellor Academic Dr. R. Perumal Swami sir, Vice Chancellor Dr. A.K. Kumaraguru sir, Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. N. Chandrasekharan sir, Registrar Dr. P. Thirumalavan sir, and I am also thankful to Dr. M. Murugan, Dean and Head of the Department of Allied Health Sciences, Forensic Science Division of Nurul Islam Center for Higher Education, deemed to be University, Nagarkoil, Tamil Nadu. I would also like to extend my warm welcome to Professor Komal Sayani, who is Professor and Head, Department of Forensic Science in Punjabi University of Patiala, to deliberate over the topic in online mode. Ma'am, please take over the session, please.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Janki. Hello, students. So I think my voice is audible to you people.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the topic of my today's lecture is the examination of photocopies, right? All of you know that we are seeing lots and lots of photocopies. Wherever we have to go, we have to submit the photocopies of this document, that document, this certificate. So this is one of the most you can say the promising type of a question document that can come to the examiners for their technical expertise. Okay, you might have heard that the examination, the question paper is leaked, and we have to tell whether it is there or whether it is not. Okay, and then sometimes it happens like that the persons they submit the photocopy deeds that the person has to give me, or they have written this property by my name, and they have the photocopies only, not the original document. They said that they have lost that document. So in that case also we have to examine the photocopy document. This is one of the most, you can say, prominent and the most likely encountered evidence of the study. Okay? So basically, whenever the photocopies they come to us for examination, we have to study the question document with three aspects. First, to determine the authenticity of the photocopy document, whether that is authentic, whether that is true, whether that is the true copy of the document or the certificate, or it's just the fraud. And the second objective of the examination would be to determine the authorship of the writing or the signature, right, in the photocopy document. And the third thing is to determine the source of photocopy document. In my today's lecture, I will cover two of the objectives, the first two objectives of the examination. So this is the little bit introduction. Because these photocopies they can create fast and inexpensive copies, right? You just go to the shop, give them your document, and they'll produce and they give back you the photocopies. So this widespread spread availability provides greater opportunities for the persons to manipulate it, right? So many cases of the photocopy document they suspected of being manipulated, they are frequently asked, they are frequently gone to the experts, right, and to the forensic laboratories. And the type of document that we have got is the photocopies of checks, of receipts, of detail mark cards, currency notes even, right, and then the fixed deposits, and then the letter pads. They are the documents which are generally fabricated for with this type of technology, right? So it becomes very necessary for the forensic document examiners to authenticate the photocopy document, to gain access to it, and to reveal any kind of manipulation if present in that. Okay? Whenever we have to examine or evaluate the copies, we have to go by its merits and demerits. We have to go by the differences in the image quality, right? We have to examine each and every small resolutions and the any possibility of the fabrication that is always present over there. So the characteristics of the photocopying process, they must be known to each and every one of us if we have to examine, or if we have to carry out the examination. Otherwise we are not able to see, or we are not able to tell whether this is the fabricated or not. One thing I want to clear this is, you might have an idea that whenever we get the first photocopy of the original document, for example, I keep the original document on the photocopier and get the first copy. That is the first generation, right? And when I put this copy of the original document over the photocopier and get the copy back, this becomes the second generation, and so on. So one thing is which is very you can say negative for us, that when these generations that they are going on, means second, third, fourth, fifth, the signs and symptoms of the altered documents, they've got diminished. So that is why the detection of the alteration, it becomes very important. Okay? Even then, when we have to go for the detection, it involves following features. One we have to observe is the background. Second that we have to observe, they are the signatures of the persons, and then the degree of enlargement, fragmentary materials which are present over there, some dots, some marks, so many other things also. Then the shadow lines of joining the two papers. Let's say, for example, I have an original document. I have an original document of a person to whom that property belongs. Okay? And then I just made a document that they have written this property by my name. I just coincide these two papers and then keep those papers on the photocopier, flatten and get the copy. Now it becomes as if the original person, they transfer their property by my name. So that line of two documents where these two papers superimpose, that is known as the shadow line of joining. Then we have to observe is any sign of dimensional distortions, and then the manipulation of the document can also be established by determining the generation of the copies, whether that is the second or third or fourth. So we will start with the first very important aspect, very important characteristics of photocopy, and that is the difference in the quality of stroke. Whenever we have to examine, we have to observe small things, that whether there is any difference in the quality of stroke is present over there or not. Okay? So normally the added characteristics, they found to show different type of the quality of strokes. They might be wider, they might be irregular, the characteristics of usually the slowly drawn characteristics and so on. Okay? But again, this type of feature again got diminished when we go on increasing the generation. I'll show you two photographs. They have two things. One is we made one alteration in the number, and then we get it photocopied from a good quality photocopier, and the second photocopier is of very bad quality. This is one thing. The second aspect is when you see figure 1A, that is the good quality first generation. Then figure 1B, it is the good quality photocopier, but the second generation, means copy of the first generation. And then 1C is the second generation. Similarly, on the for the bad quality, again we have the 2A is the first generation, 2B is the second generation, and 2C is the third generation. Now, when you observe the characteristic that I said, that the difference in the quality of the strokes is very much clear in the first figure 1A, and it goes on diminishing when it reached to the second generation, figure 1C. And in case of bad quality photocopier, that is already very much you can say diminished one. So we are not able to see whether that is there or not, and it goes on decreasing also. So what I want to say is, what my point is, that this is one of the most important feature, but we are able to examine this or to get it when we got the copy from the very good photocopy. And the second feature we have to observe is the difference in the brightness of strokes. The altered printed strokes, they always appears to be darker as compared to the rest of the strokes, because they are there for, you can say, they are made with more pressure, or they can be written again on the already present strokes, so they appears to be you can say little darker one. This is the example. Again, two types of the photocopiers that we have got copy from. One is the good quality photocopier, and the second one is the bad quality. Then you observe that this feature is very much clear in figure 3A, and of course in 4A also. But it goes on decreasing, it goes on diminishing. We are not able to tell whether that actually this difference in the brightness of stroke is present in 3C, and in 4C it is altogether gone. So from 4C, if we have the bad quality photocopy and if we have the second generation photocopy, we are not able to tell whether they are there is the difference in the or not. This is what exactly I want to a very important feature to determine the alteration again is gone. So this is one of the most disturbing factors, most challenging one also when we have to observe the photocopied documents, right? And then the third is the extra deposition of toners on the backgrounds. They are normally seen on the background. Okay? On the altered strokes also. Again, for the bad quality also and in the good quality also. Right? And this is what exactly. Now see the bad quality photocopier figure 5A. We are not able to see any line of joining. But in case of good quality photocopies, whenever two papers they join, we are able to see the line. Have you seen? Right? With this red color arrow, and then it goes on diminishing, and again in 6C it is completely diminished one, right? So what again my point is that these are the very important features that help us to determine whether the photocopy is the altered or alteration of the original document, right? But when the generations they goes on and on, we are able to observe that it goes as that this is the you can say document also. This is the copy of your exam. So you have to be very careful when you have to observe all these things. Second one is hello.
Yes, ma'am.
The discontinuity of the dots of the printed matter in the background, right? Look at this feature. The person has altered something over here, right? This is the dotted lines on the checks. You might have observed on the checks, right? And this feature, when they altered, when they erase the things, these dotted lines, they also go. This difference in the dotted line is a very strong feature for saying that this is the alteration. And the second example is in the colored photocopies. You might have observed the checkbooks, your checks, they have written so many things in the background. Whenever something is erased, this type of erasing is there, background details, they've also gone, right? This is the discontinuity of the background, the printed matter on the background, and again this feature is very, very important. And whenever the generation that goes on, we are not able to get it back, right? So this is very important feature to tell that whether are the altered one and not. The second important feature is the difference the size, the slant. Whenever there is a transplantation, means they just pick the word from one place and put it on the another place. They have got this type of things. You might have observed two sets. Just look at this. They have different shapes and then the difference in alignment also. And again, this feature is very, very important to examine. And this size, spacing, slant, they will never go away whether we can increase the generations or not. So this is very important feature to examine that, right? So difference in the spacing between the letter as well as lines. The compactness of the letters at any place indicates that document has been hello, Dr. Janki, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Of course.
Okay. So the compactness of the letters at any place, they also indicates that document has been erased and altered by reinserting the paper in the printer or the typewriter. So this is one of the features you might have observed that also. Because this is because the altered letters, they are adjusted according to the availability of the space by the perpetrator. So this space is very important in case of the examination of altered documents. Again, the increase in the generation of photocopy, it has very less effect on this feature. So this feature again becomes very important. As you see in this slide, they add this letter T, right? And there is no space. There is disturbance in the space and it never goes. Whenever we have increased the generation of the photocopies, we still are able to examine this. That is why this feature is very important. Spacing. Then comes the difference in the alignment of the matter. So alignment of the altered character, they have found to be very different from rest of the letters or word due to reinsertions of the paper. Okay? So they tried very hard to keep them in the same alignment, but that is not possible always. So this feature is not much influenced again by the increase in the generation up to even the third generation. Look at this. Look at this. See the difference between the spacing. There is the alteration in the spacing, right? And then the alignment from this very part. This is also there. So this is again one of the feature which is very important, and this is not hindered by even if we increase the generations of the photocopies. So this Hilton, you might have heard the name of this great person, the great document examiner whose books we are reading also. In 1979, he also stated that recopying the altered copy and especially with the second generation copy of the altered instrument, evidence of alterations, they may be found with extreme difficulty, right? So the document examiner always needed to examine the whole document for fragmentary materials such as tails of the letters, shadow lines of the joining which is inconsistent with the photocopy of the document prepared in the normal way. And in addition to this, you have to examine the shape, size of the letters, spacing between the two letters, alignment of letters, and so on. Okay? So the marks of erasures and correction have been again seen more readily seen in the colored photocopies as compared to black. In case of black, we are not able to observe much, but in case of colored photocopies, we are able to see all these things very clearly. And if the alterations are done by the mechanical erasers, they cause disturbance which appeared in photocopies in the form of extra deposition of toners and the discontinuity of the printed matter, as I have shown in my earlier slides also. Okay? So when all these characteristics, they are considered collectively, what I want to say is that all these characteristics may not be available in one type of evidence, right? But one or the second one or the third one or the combination of two or three, when we have to observe all these characteristics collectively, the recognition of the manipulation is more. in case of again the colored photocopies, but as there is an increase in the generation, there is difficulty in the detection of the alteration of the altered copy. So what we want to conclude from this feature is the various features such as difference in the quality of strokes, difference in the brightness of strokes, extra deposition of the toner, discontinuity of the background printing, difference in the spacing, shape and design, difference in alignment, etc. have been observed, which indicate the presence of alteration in the photocopies. So this is the you can say the one part that I want to cover today. Okay. The second part is again I want to say one more thing also, that these alterations they can be observed in the color photocopies as compared to the black. So, however, when the generation of the photocopies they are increased, the detection of the alterations they become difficult because recopying of the altered copy hides most of the characteristics of alterations. So, when the generation of photocopies are increased, the detection of alteration becomes difficult. Okay? So, this is the point that I want to make it clear. The second part I want to cover in this is the evaluation of handwriting features in the photocopied signatures. Should I start with my second topic? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The second part is no till now we have observed when there is a difference in sort of you can say the printing or typewriting of the material on the document. Now comes the signatures part, right? So when we observe this, the genuine or the simulated or the traced copy of the signatures in the non-original documents. Non-original documents here means the photocopies. Again, both the good quality and the bad quality photocopies. They have been compared when they are compared with, you can say the original documents, whether they are the forgeries or whether they are the original documents. I just want to see my next slides to you. Just look at this slide. I'll go back again. So the figure number 3 and figure number 4, they are the genuine, these are the original signatures. Original means figure 4 is showing the original genuine signature and figure 3 is the forgery of this signature, right? So figure 4 shows original signature and figure 3 shows the forgery of the signature that is shown in the figure number 4. And then comes figure number 1. They are the photocopies of figure number 3 by the bad quality photocopier, and figure number 2 is the photocopy of again figure number 3 by the good quality. Now you have observed when we observe the original document, original genuine signatures, there is so much fluency is there, right? The startings, the endings, the strokes, they are very rhythmic one. Rubrics, they have the points of you can say more pressure and light pressure also, thin and thick strokes also, right? And rubrics and the dots. And when the person, when the signature is forged by the person and which is shown in figure number 3, there lots and lots of tremors they were there. That are shown with these arrows, right? And the second thing is they are abrupt change in the direction also. The person uses more pressure in this. So, but this feature is we are not able, this more pressure we are not able to observe in the figure number 1, right? Though this is very much there in figure number 2. So, this is how we can lost the features of examination of handwriting when we go by the, you can say the photocopies of the signatures. Again, when you observe, there is a very less number of these tremors they are observed. So that is why we have to be very careful when we have to examine the photocopies for at least for the examination of the documents, right? And then comes this abrupt change in the direction of stroke. Again, we are not able to observe this. This is the good quality photocopy. In this, we are able to see the dots, I dot also, and then the T crossing also, then again the I dot, and then, but again, beta, what is missing is that this change of direction, which is very much apparent in your figure number 13, they are not observed in either in figure number 14 or figure number 15. They are lost. They are totally lost again in figure number 14, which is from the bed line quality, though we are able to see something in figure number 15, but it appears to be more genuine than that of the forged one. And then there is a feature that is known as pen patching, right? So in this also, we again by the photocopies, we are not, as you can observe, this is the good quality and this is the bad quality. Again, we are not able to observe the portions of the pen patching also. It seems to be as the continuous stroke. Rather, this part is the pen patching, which we are not able to observe. Then again, what exactly we are not able to, these are the pen skippings or pen pauses, which are the strong features of the, you can say, the forgeries, right? This is the signature. This is the forged signature. Again, this is also the forged signature, and this is the you can magnified image of this very portion, and this is the magnified image of this very portion. So, but these type of feature we are not able to observe in the photocopies, right? Again, now look at this. We are not able to examine that very strong feature of forgery because something is available over here, but at the same time, this again it comes into the picture. This is the characteristics of photocopy and not that of the original signature. Just look at this point. There is no such type of pen stop over there. This is simply a bus striation, which appears to be as the pen stop over here. So this is the additional and the wrong thing which is present over here. So what I want to say is that these are small but very important characteristics of forgeries. They are either hidden or you can say the additional thing that we have got just because the process of photocopier. So we should know the process how these photocopies they can be done, right? So in case of uninked or breaks in the ink lengths, they were observed. It was not possible to ascertain whether they are the hiatuses, whether they are the bus striations, whether they are the pen lifts, or they are the pen lift because of the forgeries. Okay? So this is the point which has to be, you have to be very careful for. And then the letter forms. Again, this is one of the very important feature for the examination point of view, right? So in case of photocopies, just look at this. Just look at this. This is the genuine signature, right? And this is the non-genuine signature, non-original genuine signature. Again, this is the letter forms in the original, and this is again is the copy. So how these letter forms they are formed? One thing is better. Okay, what is the design of the letter? This is one thing, right? Somehow this is also important, but the most important feature for the examination of the document is how these letters they are formed. In case of original signatures, we are able to see that the person starts the strokes from the right side, it goes to the left side or to the upper side, and he uses less pressure over there, he releases the pressure over there. But in case of these photocopiers, we are not able to observe any of such things, and which is again very, very you can say important, which is hiding in case of your photocopies. Then the other important feature is your T crossing. Of course, these two features they can be reproduced also. Their shape and their places again it can be ascertained in good quality, but in case of bad quality we are not able to observe that. As in this case, we are not able to observe the shape and size of this, which again, but in good quality, we are able to observe that. This is the abrupt change in the direction of stroke, as this is the force signature, but we are not able to tell exactly that this is the change in the direction of stroke. We are not able to observe the tremors even. So that is why normally the document examiners, they are not giving any you can say opinion on this, or if they give the opinion on the documents, if the photocopies they are from the good quality, they just given the statement that on the this opinion is right on the production of original documents, right? So in the course, normally the person, the document examiner, they give opinion in this form. So then comes again the very important feature, as you observe that the tracing forgery, trace forgery. Have you done ever the trace forgeries? The forgery, we just keep the design and then we make the line over that, and then when we got the designs, the impressions, we just inked in the strokes. So with the inking of the strokes, with the inked lines, what we have got is the tracing lines or the guidelines. And this feature is very important to say whether this is the trace forgery or not. Okay, and we might have got the stains of carbon paper also over there. Again, this feature is not available when we go for the examination with of the photocopies, the forged signature in the case of the photocopies. So what I want to say is the examination can be done from the photocopies, though bad quality photocopies do pose problem in ascertaining some of very important features. Again, this is, you can say, very dangerous to opine on them. I must say this. So the examination of every single character leads to the conclusion that this feature have not always been interpreted or detected accurately. But again, this does not lead to the inaccuracies in the overall examination of the photocopies, especially in the good quality photocopies. We have got so many things in that also, right? So but very important, the features like pen lifts, pen skippings, pen catchings, they are mostly misinterpreted. So one has to be very careful when they examine this. And then the most important feature like the traced or the guidelines, they can also not be produced in the photocopy. So we can't say that whether this is the photocopy document or sorry, this is the genuine document, or whether this is the traced forgery, or whether this is the genuine signature. We are not able to tell in that very case, because in case of your traced signatures, the size, shape, alignment, each and everything is almost superimposable on the genuine signature. So what I want to conclude is, so with each photocopy, it must be evaluated on its merits, depending upon the difference in the image quality and the resolution. Moreover, the possibility of the fabrication must always be considered when examining a non-original document. So this is all from my side. Now you can ask me any number of questions for half an hour or even more than that. Dr. Janaki?
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. Now I have sent a request to the attendees. Yes, if anybody is having any question, they can raise their hand. So I will unmute you, so you can have your question directly to the presenter.
Okay. So is there any question?
Ma'am, so far no questions have been received, ma'am.
Okay.
There is only one question.
Yes.
That is raised by saying that, ma'am, the diminishing feature can be adjusted by changing the toner setting, making it darker. Can it be possible?
Whenever the persons they go for the photocopies, they hardly know all these features better, right? So they just want to have the photocopies of their choice. So they don't know all these features. Only the examiners they know these features. So that is why the diminishing features, they were always there. whenever the documents they come to us, right? So this is what exactly, because they don't know that what are the features which can be available for the forensic document examiner, and on what type of features they will give the opinion. So that is why they make mistakes, and these mistakes they are very useful to us. So they are always there whenever these type of diminishing things, whenever they come in the photocopies. So this is what exactly the point is.
Ma'am, and there is one more question
Right?
by Akhilesh.
Uh-huh.
He is stating that, good evening, ma'am. Let's suppose there are two documents.
Okay.
One which is an original document,
Okay.
while the other is a photocopied document,
Okay.
and the photocopy
Uh-huh.
document is of a low quality.
Okay.
How can we comment of the signature to be genuine?
Okay. Okay. Good evening, beta. Akhilesh, you said Akhilesh, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good evening, Akhilesh. The point is, whenever these things they come to us, we have to examine the features from that, whatever the things they come to us. Normally, because of all these things, because of you can say the diminishing of the features, because of the losing of the features, the document examiners they normally don't make any opinions on the photocopy document, even if we've got the good quality photocopy copies with us in the as a question document. Whenever the opinion they go to the court, they are with the writer that in if we got the original document, then our opinion is this. So that is why in favor of giving opinions on the photocopy documents, because we have lost so many important features while which we need for the examination of the document. So this is what exactly the things are. Yes. Any other query?
Yes, ma'am. There is one more question from Miss Gayatri.
Okay.
She needs an explanation on what's the term pen patching.
Pen patching. Okay. So pen patching is when we write something, we make a stroke and there is a gap. It may be because of, you can say, the pen is running out of ink or something like that. We write the stroke again. Okay? We write the stroke on one already present stroke. That patch is known as pen patching. That is the feature which is known as pen patching. Are you able to get me?
Yes, ma'am. I think they might have.
Okay.
And there is one more question from Miss Dimple Bhatia.
Okay.
She asked that, can we find whether a document is first-hand copy or second-hand copy if we don't have original document to compare?
Okay. So in that case, the forensic science is normally a comparison science, beta, right? We have the originals with us and then we have to go for the other things. But there are things that we can say that by losing all these things, we can say that it is the first or second or the third generation. But we need the copies. They might be the original documents or might be the first generation or second generation and so on. We require that. Only in that case we can tell the generation of the photocopy. Otherwise, we are not able to.
Ma'am, there is one more question from Dr. NCJ Pakyalakshmi. She wants to know that, can we examine document which is more than 50 or 100 years old?
Yeah, of course, we can. We are able to examine those.
Okay. And there is one more question from Vishnu Kashyap. He wants to know how will we rule out the possibility of defective ribbon in case of extra step. Ma'am, in case I think it is in printer, I think so. I mean, he wants to ask about the printer or the photocopy ribbon. I think
first you read total question, then I make query.
Yes, ma'am. How will we rule out the possibility of defective ribbon in case of extra deposition of toner shown in side of typed digit 6 and further that character would not have been damaged and would have been replaced for a new one?
I just divide your query into two parts. One thing is, are we able to determine or recognize that the your ribbon is defective? Okay, in that case, the diminishing of the characteristics in good photocopier we might be able to tell whether that is there or not, right? But in case of bad line qualities, we are not able to tell whether the ribbon is in good quality or in bad quality. The second part that you are saying, that when there is a transplant of any letter or a word over there, in that case I show you the slide also, that there is a change in the alignment, change in the design, change in the slant, change in the size and shape of the characteristics, from which we can get an idea whether that is transplanted or not. Is it okay?
I hope they would have got their answer. I think so, ma'am. There is an one more question quoted by Mr. Akhilesh.
Okay.
He is asking about how can we determine the generation of documents?
In case we have the first generation, the original documents, there is a study that is telling when we go on photocopying the document, it start diminishing 1%. We can try, we can say that this is 1:1 copy, but that is never ever is there. So there is always 1% diminishing of the strokes. Either they increase or the letter size is decreased by that, right? So we have to superimpose. We choose one letter. We superimpose that letter in case of the original, and in case of the question document, whom we have to, you can say, examine the generation of the photocopy, and then we just start observing the characteristics, and at that place we can know the what type of generation is that. If you want to know the exact, I have one research paper on that, generation of photocopies in the journal Problem of Forensic Science, that is there. You can just go on Google my name with the generation of photocopies. You can get the paper of that research paper, and you will get an idea that how can we determine that generation.
I hope they got the answer. I think so, ma'am. There is one more question from Miss Meenu Kushwala.
Okay.
Is there any individual class for photocopy documents?
Individual class, I am not able to get the question exactly.
They are asking, is there any individual class? I think they may be on class character, they may be talking, ma'am. I think they might have.
Class characteristics, they are there, means you can say the drums, the size of the drum, and then the size of the rollers, they were there. And then they have whether that is the cold pressure or whether that is the heat pressure, or what type of type of toner is there. So these are all the class characteristics of photocopies. Again, you can get this type of the research paper if you Google my name with the examination of photocopy. You will get all the papers on that also. They are available on net.
I think they might have got their answer. Ma'am, there is one more question from Ms. Ranjini.
Okay.
She wants to know, can we determine the traced forgery?
Yes.
from a charred document?
It's a very tricky question. One thing is, how can we first examine, or you can say pick the chart document? If that is so brittle and it will goes off, then how can we do that? And then the second thing is, as is this is again the comparison science. Even if we got an idea and been superimposed with the original document, in that case we can say that if the signature they are superimposed over that, then this is the trace forgery. Otherwise, we are not able to get any guidelines or carbon lines and so on. This is true only and only if you are able to observe something from the chart document. Otherwise, if that is more fragile, we are not able to see anything.
I hope they have got their answer. There is a question from Mr. Rahul.
Okay.
He wants to ask, what are trash marks?
What are
trash marks?
Okay. I haven't discussed, I think this very topic, but I love to answer this question. Trash marks, they are the marks which are present on either on the platen of the photocopier or the drum, and they are the individual features, individual characteristics of the photocopiers, and they come as on the photocopiers also, and they are very, very important feature in case of examination and individualization of the photocopy.
I hope they have got their answer right.
Papers, research papers on examination of photocopies, they are available on net, or you can just mail me. I can send the research papers to you people.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the questions, ma'am. Thank you for the answers for the questions raised by our attendees. I heartily congratulate you for this wonderful opportunity for us by giving you a wonderful lecture to attendees as well as for us. And on behalf of our institute, Nurul Islam Center for Higher Education, I congratulate you wholeheartedly on behalf of our Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor and Vice Chancellor, as well as our Head of the Department. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Janki, and thank you all the students to listen to me and ask me so many questions, and pleasure is mine to be with you all. And if anybody wants the research papers, they are present on the net, or you can mail me. You can get the email address from Dr. Janki, and I will love to send you the research papers. Pleasure is mine, Dr. Janki. I love all these things, and thank you so much for getting me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt thanks to my university officials who have very timely responded to my requisition and approved to conduct this online webinar through this online mode during this lockdown period. I am very grateful to my Chancellor, Pro-Chancellors, Vice Chancellor, Registrar, and also to my Head of the Department. And I am very grateful to the speaker, Professor Komal Sayani, Professor Head Department of Forensic Science, Punjabi University, Patiala, and last but not least, the participants from different universities and institutes throughout the India. I wholeheartedly thank one and all who are present and participated in this webinar. Thank you for all of your cooperation. Thank you very much.